Hello, my gorgeous Virgo. This is your yearly horoscope tarot card reading for the year 2023. Happy New Year, my gorgeous Virgolini. I wish you all the best, of course. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to say a little bit about every single month this year, 2023. And I'm going to start with the actual January. So what January is going to be like when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolini. Let me tell you something, that January and February are both going to share one specific thing, and what this specific thing is something really kind of unexpected. It's going to happen in January, and something really unexpected it's going to happen in February 2023. But of course, let me start with what is actually going to happen in January 2023, so you need to understand that January is going to be completely different to what you can possibly imagine. It looks like that you are going to be thinking about January 2023 in a rather specific way. You're going to be thinking about something maybe kind of negative. You may not even be aware of it, but this is kind of going to be at the back of your subconscious mind. So I know that you're going to expect, January it to be in a certain way, but it is going to really surprise you when it comes to that unexpected event in particular, because what you're gonna hear and what you're gonna become aware of, you're gonna find this mind-blowing. You're not gonna be able to kind of believe what you're gonna hear and what you're gonna become aware of. And on one hand, you're going to be like, oh my god, this is crazy, but then on another hand, there is some kind of passion that is going to start arising, because at that moment in time when you become aware of what you're gonna become aware of, this is a lot to do with you kind of hearing something on the outside. Okay, so it's nothing to do with your kind of personal life, it's nothing to do with the people in your life, but it's to do with something that you're going to hear on the outside. That's something that happened, that's something that is actually going on. And on one hand, this is going to be like a confirmation to you, because you were already aware of like a certain things, but now there is something that is going to be absolutely out of this world, what you're going to become aware of and what you're going to hear on the outside. This in itself is going to prove such an important point to you at this moment in time. It's going to prove such an important point to you that all along you were absolutely right. I'm not talking about your deepest fears or anything like that, but I'm just talking about very strange and ludicrous things that you were kind of thinking about, and already your eyes were open towards those things. And maybe it's to do with things that you were trying to explain to certain people in your life, and they were like, no baby, no, oh, you're crazy, what are you talking about, you're paranoid, you're this, you're that, you know what I mean? So it's more like about this sweet and rather delicious like a feeling that you're going to have when it comes to your own confirmation. So that in it, what you're going to become aware of, you need to understand that you must pass this on to the actual people in your life, to the actual people who mean to you so much, to people who are important to you, like your family members. And even if they say, oh, you're crazy, it doesn't matter. Your spiritual duty and your spiritual job is to make aware people in your life, what you're going to know and what you're going to find out, whether they're going to think you're crazy, whether they're going to think like, oh my god, what are you talking about? That's absolutely up to them. It's up to their spiritual journey and the level of their own spirituality, how and in which way they're going to be able to reflect on this. And why you're going to find this so sweet and delicious, because what you're going to hear and become aware of, it's nothing that you're being malicious by finding this nice. Don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, when it comes to you and the feelings and emotions that you will be going through, it's because you will be able to prove your point to yourself to start with, let alone other people in your life. You will be able to prove a massive point to yourself, and maybe like not that long ago you were kind of like you had an argument with someone and you were trying to explain this particular point, and they were like, no baby, no, what are you talking about, you're crazy, are you talking about your crazy things again, blah blah. You see what I mean? So that's why you're gonna feel so good, and you will also understand the power of your psychic energy, your psychic feelings, and the power of your intuition as well. And even more so, this in itself, it's going to kind of like prove your point that now it's like kind of like you really need to understand that you are going through an awakening where you are going to start seeing things in a whole new light. Those things that were worrying you, those things that you were like very negative about, that were preventing you to move on, that were preventing you to make big decisions in life. But at the same time, you are going to really also, you're going to need to understand that now it's time to embrace your uniqueness. This is important. This is going to be a sign to embrace your uniqueness, because by the end of the month, you are going to be you're going to find yourself on the actual crossroads. And this is the uniqueness that I'm talking about. The answers to this crossroads can only come from you, through you, and nobody else. Can only come from you embracing your uniqueness. You see what I mean? So the weirder you are, the more unusual you are with your choice. When you find yourself on the crossroads, the more successful and the happier you're going to be. And what else this is going to reveal kind of to you, my gorgeous Virgolini, in January, it's going to reveal, the month of January, it's going to reveal exactly who you can trust to and who you cannot trust to. And at the same time, by the end of the month, it's very important for you to understand that there is, you are going to be thinking about a specific goal that you already worked on. This is very, very important indeed. By the end of the month, you're going to be thinking about a specific goal, something that you're already working, something that means to you that you're working on, that you were working on for a while, something that means to you so much, something that you put in your whole life to, something that you put in so much of your precious energy towards. And at around the end of the month, you're going to be thinking about it. You're going to get a good news about good news about what you're doing, what you're working on. You're going to realize things are moving on and you're going to like it. You're going to feel so pleased with yourself. Oh, I've done this and I've done that. You do not stop here. You do not stop here, because when it comes to that specific goal, something that you've already worked on, something that you put so much of your precious energy towards, and you are going to feel so pleased with yourself, but you must not stop there. There is more that you need to put towards this. There is more that you need to work on. I know it sounds crazy, and it sounds, oh God, no, I've just done this and I've done that. No, baby, no. This is something so important for you when it comes to your personal progress. So when you become aware of that goal, by the end of the month or towards the end of the month, you need to put in more, as much as you possibly can. And even when it comes to the month of February, you should still kind of putting more towards the more of your energy towards a specific goal. It's needed more from you to go towards something very specific that you thought, and you're going to be thinking, oh, this is brilliant, victorious, I like it, I'm going to be successful. Yeah, that's all fine, but there is still more that you're going to need to put in, and you will see exactly what I mean. So this is very important for you to understand. By the time you get to February 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the actual February, now, this is another kind of unexpected situation, but completely different to the month of January. Month of January, it's more to do with certain aspects that you're going to hear on the outside, but the month of February, it's more you are literally something is gonna happen completely unexpectedly, in the most of the unexpected ways, which means that you're gonna find yourself maybe going, I don't know, you will kind of want to go to let's say to the forest for a walk in the forest, for example, and then suddenly on that particular day you just end up in the shop, or you end up in a club somewhere, or you end up, I don't know, swimming in a swimming pool or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You're just gonna kind of have your mindset to go somewhere, but you're gonna kind of end up somewhere completely different. And this is when things are gonna start becoming very interesting, because that is gonna bring so much of a very interesting energy into your life in itself, because you're already gonna find yourself somewhere completely unplanned. And when that happens, you are literally, so you're kind of spiritually you just kind of spiritually redirect yourself. You make a little readjustment by following your intuition, or by going with the flow. Oh no, I don't feel like doing this, I feel like doing that. It's going to happen in that particular way, on this particular spiritual terms I'm talking about. You basically, what is going to happen is something very unusual. It's going to happen. something really, really unusual you're going to come across. And that what you're going to come across, it's like it's going to really kind of surprise you, because it's like to do with a very kind of surprising situation. And when I say that there is going to be like a surprising situation, that in itself, it's like really kind of going to, almost as if you're going to be looking at a certain situation, looking at something, and then there is some kind of idea that you're going to have, realization that you're going to have. But you are going to be facing a group of people, and the group of people that you're going to be facing are going to be right in front of you, and something is going to happen. Something is really unusual going to happen. And I say unusual because by you being there, you're going to understand what do you need to do in your life right now. You're going to understand about a certain problem. You're going to understand some kind of conclusion. On one hand, you will know that by kind of acting on this conclusion as quick as you possibly can, it's like you are at the same time approaching you will know how to approach the end of an ongoing problem in your life. And that in itself, it's going to really kind of on one hand make you aware of the fact that you need to revisit some kind of old plans in order to take the next steps. This is all what you're going to understand and realize while you're looking at this group of people. Maybe you will be even talking to them, do you know what I mean? But then you're going to either look at them and listen to their conversation, or you're either going to be talking to them, but they are going to be around you. So through them, you're going to realize, it's time to kind of like revisit an old plan in order to take the next steps, which are really important to you. But then again, at the same time, it's about you knowing that you are going to need to make a really, really ambitious choice here. And this in itself, it's about your own expansion, but also it's about you continuing to move forward with your life. You need to understand that by the end of February, you are going to need to make a really important choice. But you must also remember, for the love of God, not to overanalyze, because overanalyzing, it's not your friend. No, baby, no. When we find ourselves like overanalyzing, then we just start kind of losing the actual vibration, which is holding us down and keeping us centered and grounded at this moment in time. And also, as soon as we start overanalyzing, then it's almost like as if we are ignoring our own spirit, we are ignoring our own soul, we are ignoring our own intuition. So that's why sometimes you just have to go with that first feeling indeed. So by the end of February, you are going to have an important clarity, which is going to make you aware of the fact that you need to make an important choice indeed, which you are going to do exactly. And that choice, it's all about you taking the next steps, really, really important steps indeed. But don't forget about that conclusion that I mentioned before. It's all going to stem from that. So this is going to be important. And also, let me tell you something, my gorgeous Virgolini. When it comes to February is your Wheel of Fortune moment. So it's to do with your destiny. It's to do with your spiritual purpose. It's to do with your soul purpose. So this is really, really important. So that's why these things, are going to happen really magically when you find yourself like in such an unexpected way, in such an unexpected area, within such an unexpected dimension and energy. This is all required from you in order to have like a very, very specific vibration where you can kind of absorb things in that you wouldn't normally be able to absorb on such a high level, which on another hand just really guides you, spiritually in such a beautiful and angelic way. By the time you get to the actual March 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the time you get to the actual March, it's like this is brilliant, because at the same time, from the beginning of March, you are going to feel extremely active. You're going to feel extremely determined. There is some kind of idea that it's going to be on your mind from the beginning of March. You need to understand that idea that you are going to have from the beginning of March. It's going to be directly responsible for you feeling so strong, so confident, so courageous, but it's also going to make you ridiculously active and determined. You are going to really be surprised with the amount of energy that you are actually going going to have from the beginning of March 2023. Indeed, you're gonna love it. And what I also need you to understand, that you must not miss this opportunity. This is to do with a really wise choice in your life. This idea that you're going to have, I'm not telling you must not miss out on, but it is important for you to kind of like really pay attention to it now as much as you can. But also at the same time, you will be able to know. It's like when something is on your mind and you constantly can't stop thinking about it, and it's constantly kind of making you to learn more, and it's constantly kind of inspiring you along the way, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is something that you really kind of must not ignore whatsoever. And also at the same time, when you have that idea right at the beginning of March, this is something that it's going to be on your mind persistently. And at the same time, you are also, let me not forget to say this, when you have this idea, how you're going to know what idea this is? Because it's going to be constantly on your mind. And there is something that it's also going to be constantly connecting you and reconnecting you to your childhood and to the certain memories. And you will kind of, oh my God, I didn't think about this in such a long time. You are going to feel strange. You are going to feel different. But you're going to like this vibration. So you will know what this idea is, but at the same time there is going to be an omen, there is going to be a sign that you are going to have, my gorgeous Virgolini. So that omen and sign that you are going to have, it's also like kind of like, this is going to be so personal to you. And an omen and sign that you are going to have, first of all, you're going to hear something. You're going to hear a very, very unusual noise, a very unusual sound. Okay, this is how it's going to happen, that particular idea. And that particular idea is to do with like basically, that particular idea that you're going to have at around the time, you are going to hear this kind of festival at around the time when you kind of become aware of this idea. First of all, you're going to hear a noise and sound. You're going to hear a noise. This is the first time, okay, at around the beginning. As soon as you become aware of this idea, I'm confusing now. As soon as you become aware of this idea at the beginning of the actual March, you are also, this is going to help you to recognize this so much, and you will know, oh my God, this is something very interesting now happening. And first of all, you're going to hear an unusual noise, an unusual sound, and you're not going to be able to tell where this is coming from. Or if you're able to tell where this is coming from, it's just going to feel a kind of sound, like kind of different. Something is going to be different about that sound. And then after that moment in time, that's the first part of your omen, first part of your sign. And then after that, there is going to be some kind of a bird that you are going to become aware of. Yes, we have animals like messengers all the times. They're very sacred, like creatures in our lives for so many different reasons. And when it comes to animals being like a spiritual messengers, they are absolutely mind-blowing indeed. So they are helping us all the time if we only connect and are able to read this. So after that, after you hear the sound and noise, you're actually going to become aware of some kind of a bird that is going to be quite unusual, like whether the bird is going to have an unusual color, whether the bird is going to be flying in a strange way, whether this bird is going to like kind of approach you, whether this bird is going to be standing on a your window ledge, whether this, but maybe you're just going to see the back of the bird, and you will know this is your sign, because there is something going to be so beautiful, so gorgeous, and so unusual about it, especially when it comes to its color. For example, something striking about this little bird, or maybe big bird, something striking about this bird is going to be. So there is going to be like a bird as an omen and sign that you are going to have at around that time. So you will know that, this idea, this means to me so much. And this is like a sign that you're actually going to have, that this is not only kind of a sign that this is the idea that you must go for, but it's also the sign that you need to kind of make this adjustment. This is also like some kind of adjustment in your life that you are going to need to make, that you are making. By the same time, you need to understand that this is going to be rather successful. But for whatever there is successful coming into our lives, we also on another hand need to understand that we must be patient indeed. By the time you get to April, my gorgeous Virgolini, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, April. By the time you get to the April, oh, this is gonna be beautiful here, because on one hand, you know, you are going to start to have a really hopeful outlook on life, and I like it because April is gonna feel very gentle, very beautiful, very nice. You are gonna kind of feel you're getting reborn, literally. You know, it's like you are going through your own rebirth. There is such a beautiful energy, very gorgeous energy in April that is actually going to be. You will be able to notice this, and you're going to benefit from this like there is no tomorrow. You are going to feel like you want to do things spiritual. You are going to feel like you want to meditate. You are going to feel like you want to go into the forest. You are going to feel like you want to ground yourself. You want to recenter yourself. You are going to feel like you want to spend some time by the river, by the sea, by the water. Water is extremely spiritual. That's my point. So in terms of spirituality, this is going to be mind-blowing, because you are gonna feel like you want to explore so much, and it's like, wow, this is going to be rejuvenating you. At the same time, the spirituality is just so important. I know that people just throw this word around like spirituality, but we are the spiritual beings, you know. If we don't open ourselves to our own spirituality, we're never going to be like kind of like a happy in life. We are never going to succeed as much as we could, because we are not fulfilling our spiritual purpose. So this is why the spirituality, my gorgeous Virgolini, is extremely important. So now and so you are going to feel like a really nice hopeful outlook, you know, from the beginning, you know, about your life. But at the same time, you know, this is really going to make you feel to come out of yourself in terms of your own spirituality. So this is really important for your own progress. And also when it comes to the actual April 2023, do you know what I really like? Because it's to do with such an important reunion. You are going to have such an important reunion in April as well. And it really doesn't surprise me that it's happening at around the time when your spirituality is elevating and going on the next stage, you know. So it's not surprising me at all. But what I want to say is that this reunion, it's like gonna mean to you so much. This reunion, it's gonna mean to you so much, because at the same time you're gonna have reunion with someone who is really been missing in your life, like as such, you know. Maybe you lost the connection a little bit, maybe you haven't seen this person in a really long time, but there is so much inspiration that you're actually going to get and gain from that person when it comes to that reunion. But this person is going to play such a giant role in your life. They know what to say to you. They will say to you the right things in terms of like what you want to hear, just because it's coming from someone who really understands you and knows you. They know how to press the right buttons, especially when it comes to you giving your so much of your energy towards certain things in your life that maybe other people, so many people, don't notice, you know. But this person is just going to be really kind of be elevating you and keep on like kind of mentioning beautiful things that you do, you know. This is someone really beautiful and really special as well. This reunion, you know, when that happens, that person is also going to tell you something very interesting, very interesting, that you, first of all, you're going to be kind of like something very interesting that they are doing in their life. And first of all, you're going to be like, what? Oh my God, I don't understand. But then again, like about a couple of weeks after that moment in time, you will be able to understand this. You will be able to understand this, and you will be able to kind of like apply this to your life, and you will be able to realize what was missing in your life through that person as well. That particular person is actually the part of your spiritual awakening. That person is going to like shake you up so nicely. So it's going to remind, that person is going to remind you of like that you need to do something so important that was on your mind for such a long time. But in order for you to do this, you need to come out of your comfort zone. And in order to come out of your comfort zone, you only need to feel very confident. And to feel confident, we can only feel like when we are showered with this beautiful energy by the right people in our lives. So this person is also going to be playing such an important part of your own spiritual awakening and awakening in general, indeed. By the time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now this is a big mama, my gorgeous Virgolini, this is a big mama. We are talking talking about May here. It's like, oh my God, this is brilliant, you know, almost like the beginning of May. It's going to start with you kind of thinking about something and worrying about something, like something is not happening in terms of like, you know, at this moment in time, by now, you thought that you are going to have the certain success with an aspect, this particular aspect in your life. And I know that the beginning of May, you're still going to worry, like something is not happening. You will be really focusing on something here, like in terms of success. And the beginning of May is going to be like, oh my God, something is not happening. Something is not happening. And then boom, boom, boom. Oh my God. Probably the most successful month this year. It's going to be the month of May. So much that you worked on, so much that, you know, you've put your precious energy towards, all your hard work is about to pay off in May 2023. Here, you're gonna probably have one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. You're gonna see how powerful you are, how strong you are, how unique you are, how different you are, how kind of like how much confidence this is actually going to bring within you. This is absolutely crazy, but it's good, you know what I mean, because you need this. So May is bringing you one of the biggest accomplishments of your life in terms of the actual success, in terms of like kind of material success, in terms of like you even like kind of, oh my God, like elevating much higher here than you would have thought that you would be at this stage now. So this is even going to reflect on your own well-being. It's going to bring really powerful healing energy into your life, because it's the month of victory, and an annoying difficulty is going to come to an end. You know, the month of May is bringing you stability like you've never had before, but at the same time, a big, a massive, a huge, a giant, a wish is like going to become a reality. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Virgolini. It's not the month of May. It's like one of your biggest dreams is about to become a reality as well. So it's a success, accomplishment, all your hard work, it's gonna pay off, and you are gonna feel so pleased with yourself. You're gonna feel so proud with yourself, and this is absolutely brilliant. You are going to find yourself in such a situation much better than you could have possibly imagined, and you're going to also find yourself in a situation where you are going to be able to help others, you know, and this is something that is going to mean to you so much, because when I say that you're going to find yourself in a situation to help others, it's to do with both knowledge, you know, because to get to this point of your life, you are very clever indeed, you're extremely intelligent, you know, so, you know, you are going to be able to kind of like really kind of help to really people who know you so well, who mean to you so much. You know, you will be able to help them both in terms of the actual knowledge and both in terms of finances if you really want to. Do you know what I mean? Because I am talking about the months of the actual stability here. You worked for this for such a long time. I'm not saying the things hasn't been happening, but now this is all going to go on a completely different level. So the actual month of May, my gorgeous Virgolini, is also going to be the month of the actual victory in your life. When it comes to June 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, now when it comes to June, I like this so much, because you are really going to have a control over some kind of situation, control over something that was making you feel so unhappy, that was making you feel so lonely for such a long time. Okay, so this in itself became a quite difficult problem, because you just decided to just go along with the flow, which is absolutely fine, because there were so many things happening in your life, so many things going on, and you just had to like kind of like really pay attention to the actual priorities in your life. And for some reason you just left this on the side, you know. So there is just like this June 2023, it's going to be the first time where you are actually going to have a control over like this particular situation, and that in itself itself, it's going to happen because, you know, there is a quite interesting conversation which you are going to have with someone at the beginning of June. And this interesting conversation that you are going to have with someone who is very close to you, who is very important to you, and they are going to open your own eyes. This particular person is again going to be playing a mind-blowing role in your life. Someone who is very close to you, like a family member or an amazing friend, is just going to be brutally honest with you at the beginning of June. Why you're not doing anything, why you're saying this, why you talk about it, you're not doing anything. I know you're unhappy with this, I know you're unhappy with that. So someone is going to be brutally honest with you. Be grateful, because that person is on one hand going to open your eyes by telling you this, but then on another hand, through this person, through somebody in your life, you will realize that you want more out of life, because it's almost as if you're going to be talking to someone who's having so much fun and doing this and doing that, things that you're not maybe doing. You see what I mean? So there is so much that is going to come from this person, and you are, for the first time in your life, going to be able to have a control over the situation, because you will kind of make a decision exactly what do you want to do and what are you going to do. And I repeat, it's to do with with the part of your life, with the stage of your life that made you feel unhappy and lonely for way too long. So now you're going to get a strength and courage, and that is going to re-energize you so much in terms of determination and in terms of you being ready for action. This is all going to be building up towards your own confidence here. I like it so much, because at the same time, this is so important. You need to understand that the month of June is like so kind of going to also be the month where you're going to realize how you want to really kind of explore different aspects of your life when it comes to people in your life, but when it comes to you getting out there, when it comes to you opening yourself up towards different opportunities. You are going to have such a mind-blowing and rather open-minded month here indeed. By the time you get to July 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the time you get to July, you are really going to, what you need to understand is that, it's just like, there's no other way of saying this, but you're going to become aware of some kind of deception and dishonesty. Someone is going to be kind of dishonest with you, and then that in itself, it's first of all going to make you kind of like, it's going to surprise you, because it looks like someone is going to say to you in July, like kind of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. I'm just checking, yeah. But in July, it's like a basically, yes. So someone is going to tell you something at the beginning of July, and what you're going to be told is like, it's going to be like a little lie, and then you will know that this person is lying, and then that is kind of going to surprise you. But this person is just going to will just go on with this like kind of act, and this is going to surprise you, and almost like you're not going to say anything, but you're just going to go along with it. But you're already in your mind, you are going to become aware. You're going to be well aware of what you're going to become aware of, like what you're going to do after that moment in time. So you are going to become aware of someone's dishonesty, and you're not going to say this to them. You're just going to be kind of grateful to yourself that you kind of became aware of this dishonesty. What you're going to be grateful is that you're going to realize that that particular person was directly responsible for you having a very bad influence on you, having a very bad impact on you. That person became very negative aspect in your life anyway, very stale energy around that person, not like very good in terms of karma, because already the karmic kind of path in between you and that person came to an end. So you are kind of really going to feel very kind of pleased with yourself, that you're going to be able to kind of like really on one hand be cautious about that person, but then on another hand you are going to be able to understand. You will know here again who you can trust and who you cannot trust, and also you will know that this particular person was already like kind of creating a rather toxic energy in your life. So you're kind of going to be grateful, when it comes to this because it's not about like the damage that this person did, but it's more about the toxic energy around that person that was going on you, and you were kind of aware of it, but you just weren't honest with yourself. And sometimes we just need a little bit of like a sign, like to know, like this, for example, some kind of dishonesty to come out in order to sense this. So this is something that I need you to be really kind of careful about. And also for the month of July, when it comes to like a certain things like that are important to you, and when it comes to the certain things that are very secret to you, just keep certain things to yourself when it comes to the whole month of July. Don't sign big contracts if you possibly can, you know, in July. Don't start something huge. Don't launch new projects in July and things like that. Don't try to make a really big investments. I mean, if you can't make it any other months, then, you know, it's entirely up to you. But I would highly suggest you to do it some other months rather than July, so you kind of protect yourself as well in this particular way. So this is something that I would really like to highlight here, to be cautious about things like that, especially in terms of the actual like making a really big steps or signing a really big contracts. And also on another hand, keep certain things in secrets to yourself throughout this month indeed. By the time you get to August 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, now August, it's like, oh my lord, someone is going to need your help here. Some particular person who is very close to you, very important to you, it's going to need your help, whether this is like a lifelong friend. Where are we now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. August, yes. In August, yes. So there is going to be this person that is going to be going through something so difficult. So whether this is a lifelong friend, whether this is a family member, but this is someone important to you and someone very close to you. But almost as if, like not that long before that person is going through something, before you become aware of that person going through something really difficult, almost as if you're going to have a little silly disagreement, okay? So they're like going to be like a tiny little mini grudges that you are going to have around that person. But you need to understand that this is more like to do with the bickering in between you and that person not that long before this, and you at the time when you become aware of this person going through something really difficult, this is going to be on your mind. Oh, I had this bickering, I had this and I had that. So this is what I need you to understand, to go over it. This is like that bickering happening between you two, only because that person is like a very emotional and sensitive at the moment, you know, and it's going to be rather emotional and sensitive at around the time when you become aware of this person needing your help. So please, my goodness, yeah, don't hold any grudges or anything like that. And I know that you're not going to, because it's silly and you're way too kind of spiritual and intelligent for that anyway. But I'm just saying that not that long before that, almost like if you had a little bit of bickering, and just to remind you that you just have to ignore that energy, because you're gonna have a bickering because of something really, really silly. So what this month is going to be about, you actually really needing to understand that that person is going to be going through something so difficult, like, oh my god, and you are the only one. You're the only person who understands this person so well, and almost as if that person is not going to tell you this, but because I'm telling you which month this is going to be, you are going to hear something unusual about that specific person in your life that is very close to you, that you had a little bit of bickering with, and you're going to hear something really unusual about that person. Sorry, not unusual. They will do something unusual. Yes, that's right. They will do something unusual, something completely out of character, that you are going to become aware of, and this is going to be your sign, your sacred sign, that you need to help this person. It's like almost as if this person is going to be crying for help, but it's not going to be saying anything. Please, for the love of God, help that person, because that person is going through something is going to be going through something so difficult. This is going to get back to you 1,000,000 times in a karmic way, and at around December, at around the end of this year, already you will have an opportunity that that you wouldn't normally have, that is kind of going to manifest itself just right out of this situation, just out of you helping that person. I mean, I'm not saying that you should help that person just because you're going to have a karmic reward. No, baby, no. But please just try to kind of really like become aware of signs, you know, which are going to travel towards you, especially in terms of you becoming aware of that person doing something unusual and out of character. And this is going to be a sign to step through and step forward, because you know you are the only one who understands this person so well, but you also have the answer to their specific problem. By the time you get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By the time, I'm terrible, sorry, I'm counting the months, yeah. By the time you get, obviously, I know you know, by the time you get to the actual September 2023, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. By the time you get to the actual September, this is like, oh my God, this is like another amazing accomplishment here you are going to have. It's not going to be massive, it's not going to be huge, but it is going to be very, very like important accomplishment, because it is going to give you confidence. And the confidence that I'm talking about, it's really going to be reflecting on something that has been dominating your life for such a long time. And that domination means that you have just kind of found yourself like a way too restricted, you know, too frequently too restricted. And this is the problem. So this accomplishment that you're going to become aware of at the beginning of the month, it's going to give you the necessary confidence in order to deal and with a part of your life that dominates you in a really bad way. And that, when I say dominate you, it's more about you not being able to be practical anymore, purely because you have been too frequently too restrained. So this is very, very important month indeed, where you are really literally going to you know, like be extremely wise. You know, you're going to be extremely wise, spiritually penetrated, and this in itself, it's really kind of going to bring hidden emotions to the surface, which are only going to remind you that, you know, you need to do something about those parts of your life that you have been so restrained, way too frequently indeed. So this is the month of September. It's really the month of September, it's really going to you are going to make a really, really wise decision, okay? And it's directly gonna release you from, you know, being too frequently restrained. By the time you get to the actual October 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, October 2023, it's like, oh my God, this is brilliant, because now the October, it's all about the new plan. The new plan. Now you are ready. It's to do with an aspect of your life. It's to do with something that means to you so much, but it happened within the last 2 or 3, even 4 years. You attempted this already. It's to do with your wish. It's to do with the part of your wish, part of your dream. It's to do with how you want your life to be, and it's to do with something that means to you so much, and you couldn't stop thinking about it within the last few years whatsoever. So now, the important thing is to say is that this is to do with like what you already kind of attempted, or you wanted to attempt. You know, if you already kind of wanted, if you already attempted this within the last few years, you just kind of stopped right at the beginning. You were put off because you knew it wasn't the right time, and you were absolutely right, because so much started to happen around you and you just simply didn't know what to do, because there were like so many things that you never experienced before that you heard about, and you just didn't know what to make of it. So it scared you a little bit. So you either already attempted this, or you were thinking about it so strongly, you were like kind of ready to start this plan, but then again, oh, boom, so many things started started to happen on the outside and it affected you. But it's also energetically, it's a very strong point. So what my point here is that now this month in October, it's all about this new plan that you're going to have. And this is brilliant because at the same time you are going to find yourself like, you know, in October, at the beginning of October, you are going to find yourself like at the beginning of some kind of adventure here. Like literally, this is like an adventure in your life, which is going to be all about this new plan that you are going to have, which is going to be giving you so much hope and so much confidence. And this is going to surprise you because normally you're going to become aware of like so many uncertain efforts, and this would normally put you off. But what is going to be pushing you forward, that courage and that confidence and that amazing energy that you're going to have, this is going to be absolutely enough. So this is brilliant because it's all about the hope and confidence that you are going to have, which is going to overpower completely in the best possible way the actual uncertain efforts around it that you're going to become aware of that would normally put you off. So this is not just like new plan, any plan. No, baby, no. This means to you so much. This is really important to you, but it was placed on hold, you know, for way too long. Okay, this is important indeed. Okay. By the time you get to the actual November 2023, now we are talking a stranger in the night, Virgolini in the morning, stranger in the night, Virgolini in the morning, stranger in the night, Virgolini in the morning. My gorgeous Virgolini, you know, the month of November, it's going to be the month to remember. You know what? The month of November is bringing someone very special into your life. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Virgolini. Someone very, very special. So you're going to meet someone and you're going to come across someone and you're going to realize that you never felt like this before. This particular person, it's going to inspire you like no one inspired you before. You're going to be surprised how good do you feel around this person. You're going to be surprised how comfortable you feel around this person, almost as if like, oh my god, like you've met someone. Now this is going to sound crazy, but almost as if like you've met someone and you can, no, this is going to sound weird, don't get me wrong, but almost as if like you're going to feel like you can walk completely naked in front of that person. You know what I mean? Like on the first day, that's how comfortable you're going to feel. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're going to be walking naked like around that person or like as soon as you meet this person, but it's just about the comfortable feeling. You know, you're going to feel comfortable, but this is going to surprise you because you're not going to be able to tell where this is coming from. And these are all very, very special and very unique signs that this is someone very kind of amazing that is about to enter your life, my gorgeous Virgolini. So someone very special, it's about to enter your life. This person is going to make you aware of so much about yourself, and you're going to understand so much more about life. There's so many aspects that you're going to connect to about your life and about so many things that you never did and about so many things that you never tried, about so many things that you never experienced. And it's almost like that person is going to be like kind of like, it's going to be like shaky, like when it comes to your life, it's going to shake you in the best possible way, like, and remind you of like a good things in life. Like, oh my God, there is like something so special going to happen in between you and that person as soon as you become aware of this person. So someone very special, it's about to walk into your life. This is for those of you who are looking for romance, and it's for those of you who are looking for this kind of thing. Someone very special is coming in November, indeed. But also at the same time, if you're not looking for relationship, and if you are already in relationship, or you're not simply looking for relationship, then the month of November, it's also bringing you someone very, very prominent into your life. Somebody very special, somebody extremely wise, somebody very different, and somebody who's sharing something with you, some kind of experience as well. And this is going to be the person who is going to make an absolutely giant impact huge impact on your life. And in terms of spirituality, you're going to feel so comfortable again around this person. You're going to feel so good around this person. You're going to learn so much from them, and they're going to learn so much from you as well. So for those of you who are not looking for a relationship, this is also someone who is about to enter your life, who's going to make a huge, massive, mind-blowing impact on your life indeed. And you are, of course, going to like it. And by the time you get to December 2023, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the time you get to the actual December 2023, it's like basically this is brilliant, because you know the month of December is going to be the actual month where you are going to realize exactly how much progress you have made. You will realize, like, oh my God, it's not only about how much progress you have made in general, but it's a lot to do with everything that you have been working on, and everything that was going on like in your life throughout this year. The month of December, you are really going to become aware of how much progress you've actually made, and you are going to surprise yourself, because this is going to be absolutely brilliant. And the progress that you've made, it's like really now suddenly going to make you aware of, you know what, oh my God, I can't believe I made so much progress. And you're going to feel really happy with yourself. And that in itself, the natural next step after that moment in time, by you becoming aware of like what a progress you made in your life, you will be left with no option but to make a very, very bold move. And the bold move that you are going to be able to make, and that you are going to make, it's going to be consisting of you making one of the biggest, huge, massive changes when it comes to your home, and when it comes to your immediate environment. You are going to make a bold, mind-blowing, and rather brave move. And you can only make this move by being brave. But you can only be brave but by knowing and being aware of the exact progress that you've made in your life. Financially, you will be absolutely ready. Emotionally, you will be absolutely ready. Spiritually, you will be absolutely ready. So these are all signs that you should literally go for it. In fact, the month of December 2023, it's going to be the month when you probably made the boldest move of your life, which is going to be big. It's going to be huge, but it's going to reflect on your immediate environment and on your home. But you are going to like it, and you will see exactly what I mean, because that in itself, it's going to put you so much closer towards the most amazing dream that you've ever had. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I wish you all the best this year, 2023, and I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.